Hi, this is Tran Bowie. Thank you so much for joining us today. Boudoir is considered scandalous, even trashy, but today it is growing in popularity thanks to award-winning photographers like Elizabeth Roses. Today, I'm in her studio in Roswell. Take a look at these angel wings. How cool is that? It is located on Alpharetta Highway. So today we're going to get a tour of her studio and talk to the photographer herself. And here she is. Hi, Elizabeth. Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you so much for coming.
So I have to say, I don't even like to be photographed in my bathing suit. So this is a little intimidating for me.
It would be kind of odd if it weren't intimidating, I feel like. That's what most people say. That's their main concern is I've never done anything like this before. What am I supposed to do? Do I have to know how to pose and all of this? But honestly, that's why you hire a professional to do this because we kind of take care of all of that for you. I am an expert in posing and lighting, and even styling people so that I'm kind of taking all of that awkwardness and that fear of unknowing out of it so that you're honestly just here having a good time and just letting me boss you around.
So who's all coming to see you? Because I'm seeing people of all ages and even men.
Oh, yes. The age range is wide, honestly. I would say average age is probably mid to late 30s, maybe even mid 40s. Most of the people that come in are doing it for a confidence boost first, but then also maybe as a gift for their partner. Maybe they're about to have a baby or about to get married or have some other, special occasion coming up. But I mean, I've had people in their 70s come in.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I work with a lot of couples as well. So that's when the men get to come in and basically just kind of like kiss and hold their women. It's not a hard job for them. They end up having a really great time.
When here are some of her photos, and you can just see how beautiful it is. So I know that there are a lot of misconceptions when it comes to boudoir photos, but I mean, we can clearly see they're really beautiful, very tastefully done, very classy.
Yeah. And honestly, when I first started, I didn't really even know what boudoir was. And I just kind of, the only thing that popped into my head was Playboy, but that's honestly not really how it is anymore. This is kind of the modern version of that. And it's really, this is designed around what makes a woman feel good as opposed to what other people think makes a woman look attractive. So it's more about what my client feels good in and what makes them feel beautiful and sexy. And that's what we do during the session. So it's about the individual person as opposed to what society kind of forces upon us.
Yes, which makes a lot of sense even so this year in 2020 as we are trying to find the beauty in things again. So we're going to take a tour of your studio.
Yes.
And as we do, talk to us. I think that people also, when it comes to having their photos done, and anytime you want to have your photo done, it's like, I want to lose weight before I do it. I want to make sure my face looks good. I want to have the right outfits. But this is not really the case.
Yeah, it's, that's the thing that people initially kind of worry about, which makes sense. I mean, I understand that. But it's not necessary to do any of that. And most people will think that they need to lose 10 pounds or they need to, wait until some other goal that may or may not even be realistic. But I don't work with models. I work with everyday women. So anyone you see on my website or Instagram or Facebook, they're normal women and they have the same insecurities, and you can just go see how beautiful and confident they look. We're women, and so we're just kind of ingrained since a very young age to kind of talk ourselves down and point out insecurities about ourselves. So this is just kind of like baby steps into kind of moving away from that.
Well, that's powerful stuff. And the idea is not to Photoshop people to make them look like supermodels.
Definitely not. And my editing is very specific, and I colors and light and texture in a way that's very identifiable to me, but photoshopping someone's body to look like a totally different person is not what I do. Because isn't necessarily a confidence booster if you look like a totally different person. So it's more about getting that right while you're here in the studio. So that's why we're specific about styling. I'm really detail oriented about posing, and telling people what to do while they're editing and while they're, so I don't have to edit. Telling people what to do while they're here in the session. So Photoshop isn't necessarily needed.
So here's another room.
Yes.
So I love how you've spaced everything out to where it's very intimate and private. So it's not some big exposed room.
Yeah. It's really nice actually being in this little area because it doesn't look like anything from outside. So it's private. No one knows, that we're back here. But when you walk in, you see these 3 different rooms that I shoot out of with multiple different sets in each room. So we get so much variety. But it also feels homey, so you can feel comfortable while you're sitting on the blue velvet couch or, on the white bed out there. And it's fun to be creative with all of these different spaces too.
Yeah, definitely. And we're lucky that we have one of your clients here with us today. Beautiful. Hello.
Hello there.
So what brought you here?
So I wanted to do kind of a session, kind of bring up my confidence because, with other women, we're always comparing ourselves and everything. And I met her through a friend from high school, and I saw her pictures, and she did the second door, a friend for life. And so, going through everything, I felt so comfortable. And by the end of the session, I felt so empowered. I had set almost like a girl's day when I was done. And I had my makeup and my hair done. I was just ready to enjoy the rest of the day and knew that whatever I had done now, after my first session, I've ended up doing 4 to back because I've really enjoyed.
Well, I'm sure they were beautiful. So, okay, we have now signed up for your session.
Yes.
How do we prepare? Do we, tell me what we need to do to get ready for it? What do we need to wear?
Yeah. Which that's a really intimidating part of it. Because most of the time when people do book a session with me, this is the first time they've ever done anything like this. So they honestly have no idea where to start. So I'm really thorough with all of the information that I send to people. I have 3 different guides that I send people about how to shop for your outfits, what to do before your session, and just kind of little tips and tricks so you feel prepared. So that way you can come in and you're excited more than kind of not knowing what to expect. I kind of go over things like this maybe isn't the best time to try out a spray tan for the very first time in your life.
Good tip.
Yeah. But it is a good time to treat yourself to a mani-pedi, or maybe a facial so that you feel camera ready. A wardrobe is a huge thing for people when they're coming in. Maybe they have no idea what to wear. They don't have anything. They don't know where to shop. So I have a huge guide on where to shop, what to buy for what body type or what vibe you're going for. But if they still have no idea what to buy, I have a huge wardrobe that is available to anyone. And it's in size extra small to 4XL. So I have so many different things. Every year it just grows and grows. So, you could potentially come in here with nothing and I would just make you my puppet and just dress you for the whole session, which is actually really fun to do.
Oh, yeah, playing dress up?
Yeah, exactly.
And getting your picture taken? That sounds perfect. So let me just talk to you about what is the end goal? What is it that you're hoping that men and women walk away with from your photo sessions, but also that time?
Yeah.
probably see themselves through other people's eyes. Because I think we keep talking about that misconception. And to me, just from talking with you, it's kind of stripping away those insecurities so you can feel empowered, so you can feel pretty, and you can celebrate who you are as you are.
Yeah, I mean, and that is a pretty loaded question because, we live in the world of social media and where literally all we're doing all day is comparing ourselves to a perfectly curated life, for other people. And that can be detrimental to your mental health. So that's why doing something like this is such a cool thing to do because you come in and you think you're so nervous. You're never going to look like the other girls like on my website or the other girls you see on Instagram. But you come in and you see your pictures and, I've had people cry during their reveals before. And of course, it makes me break down in tears too when that happens. But it kind of forces you to look at yourself and not compare yourself to the beauty standards that you think you need to live up to because that's not realistic. And, every session is so, designed around each different person. So it's like it feels like each person when I'm showing them their pictures. So I guess my end goal is just to have my clients walk away, want to tell everyone that they just did this and they feel so amazing. And, 10, 20, 30 years down the line, depending on how modest their session was, gather their grandchildren around and say, look at what Granny used to look like, just be able to have something that they can enjoy for decades to come. And that's so far, I have people tell me that when they're having a bad day or they're just feeling like not great, quarantine has kind of put them in a depression and they'll go back and look at their pictures. It gives them a pick me up. And that's honestly like, I couldn't ask for anything else.
Wow. That's just powerful stuff. Yeah. Like celebrating who you are. I mean, always, but especially now. So if you are interested in having a photo session with Elizabeth, you've got to come and check this out. We're going to have all the information up here. Thank you so much for having us and doing what you do, because I think we all need that little pick-me-up right now.
Well, I would never do anything else, so you're not getting rid of me anytime soon.
Yes, please don't leave. Thanks for watching.